This is the Real Spill Podcast. I'm your host, Foy, with my co-host, Dtop. We got a special guest here today. We got Champ, a father, an artist, author, entrepreneur, Miami native, who turned his life around after incarceration. To get started, man,
They do, man.
tell us about your book, man, The Street Analyst, man. What made you want to start that bit, fam?
Street Analyst, man, incarcerated. I started the book really on the street. I think I gave y'all that backdrop. I started while I was on the run from the feds. Before they grabbed me, I started to write it, and I got to it when I got in prison. Probably like I started writing it like in 06, 07. I was completely done writing it probably like in 12. When I revamped it in 12, because I completely finished writing it in 2009, I want to say. But I had to revamp it and, get the storyline straight in. But overall, it was a process, man. Yeah.
What got you in a like, I'm finna write a book about my life and just tell them how it is?
I used to play with music, man. So I think when I started the music, just writing always been my thing, though. Like, I used to do, like, little small poetry, little stuff like that when I used to go to the county jail or something. Or even the juvenile, I used to write little poetry. But then I started doing the music. But then I felt like I had a story in my head that I wanted to get out. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to tell the story so bad, like, I kept getting these, like, storylines. Until I ain't gonna say I mastered knowing how to put a storyline together, but when I did learn how to put a storyline together, I was like, oh shit, it'll work. I felt like it'll work for me.
Yeah. What's one of your favorite books you read?
Oh man, it's a lot, bro. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. One of my all-time favorites, and shout out to her, Sister Soldier, The Coldest Winter Ever. I think that's one of the rawest book I've ever read. But a self-help book too, I gotta give him a shout out too. Can't remember that author name, but he wrote the Alchemist. I think that was one of the most simplistic books, ABC, layman's term, but I think it teaches you so much within that, you know what I'm saying, amount of pages it got.
With the Sister Soldier, like, what made you even want to pick up that book in the first place?
I picked up Sister Soldier just trying to pick up urban novels, trying to read urban novels and learn about urban novels. But she's just one of the all-time, I say, for my favorite storyline. Story for story, like telling a story, she one of my all-time favorite. But you got people like James Patterson, Carl Weber. Mm-hmm. It's a bunch of authors, bro. It's a bunch of authors.
Who is Champ?
Like, in what sense?
In any sense. Like, who is Champ from before to today?
I think I don't know, man. I think Champ is a person that built itself, that had to overcome, that had to build. I think Champ today never stopped giving up on what could possibly be for him. The best way I could explain it.
Yeah. What you feel like is like the biggest thing you overcome in life?
Overcame?
Yeah.
I don't think you could ever overcome, because life has so many challenges it's gonna throw at you. I don't think it don't stop. I don't think it stopped, because you could be doing great. Like, I think we talked about that today. You could be doing great. You can let your past be your past and be doing good, and sometimes it still find its way back into your life. Catch up. It's just up to you to kind of like, learn from those experiences. I feel like every experience you go through, you still gonna have to learn from it. So I don't think it's ever an overcoming thing. I don't think you ever overcome in life.
That's real.
Yeah.
But like everything that you done been through, like going to prison, going to federal prison, being in the county jail, juvenile, like all that time that you done did, bro, and like you still out here able to maintain. Like, you ever just look back and be like, dang, like I really done overcame a lot that I done been through, because it could have been worse.
Yeah, you could say that. I think it was more like I say, like I think growing up period, me personally, I always challenge myself. I think I always challenge myself, man, and I felt like for a long time I kept putting myself in a box because I always used to be like, even today I used to be like, man, I like it better when my back against the wall because I like to get up out of it, right? But at the end of the day, you still can make things easier for you. I don't think you got to make things that hard for you to, to still be able to scratch back. You know what I'm saying? I think your challenges shouldn't supersede whatever you're going through right then and there. I think you just learn to fight and navigate through that. You know what I'm saying? And do what you got to do. You still,
That's real. What's one of the biggest misconceptions people have about ex-convicts?
the outer exterior. They think the super tough guy is the guy with the tattoos and the gold teeth, or the guy that the loud person. Um, I learned real quick. Prison humbled me. I learned real quick that everybody ain't a fuck nigga. Like a curse, right? Yeah.
It's real.
Nah, I learned everybody because when you come from the crib, we arrogant niggas, man. We arrogant niggas from the crib. So outside of my box, outside of what I was looking at, I thought I ain't think ever. I thought, you gonna think you ain't never been to Detroit, you ain't never been to Virginia. You think everybody else pussy. You think everybody ain't know what you on. You think ain't nobody else over there got dreads. You think ain't nobody over there's got tattoos or ain't nobody like that. But I learned quick because you got baby face niggas that try to kill you like with a knife. You know what I'm saying? But let alone a gun. So the biggest misconception is like um, going into prison for one. You thought you have this grandiose idea of what it might gonna be like, but like I said, with everything with life, it's an experience. Your experience is not gonna be the same as somebody else's experience. You know what I'm saying? I done seen niggas that's kind of in the same shell like me. When I say like me, like I'm looking at myself and they do whole shit, or they all homophobic shit. They doing all type of weird shit, and you like, damn, you know what I'm saying? How you getting into all of this? But you look at you like me, and the respect is there because I carry myself a certain way. And I think the biggest misconception is just looking at taking everything at face value. You don't take nothing at face value. It's not what it looked like.
That's real. What's something about prison that nobody talks about?
I don't think they talk about enough about who all loses at the end of the day when you go to prison. I don't think they talk enough about like the families. I don't think the families talk enough about their experiences with dealing with, someone going to prison that they loved, or I don't hear enough stories about the kids, what the kids go through mentally. Like, I think a lot of that needs to be shared. I think that's
like a whole backdrop behind.
Yeah, I think it's a big backdrop because, you know, I learned from observing. That's why I called the book The Street Analyst, because I learned from observing. And one of the things that I understood about, I'm not a psychology major, but it just makes sense to me. The real story ain't out there because a lot of kids still doing kind of like, they still following the same footsteps, the drilling, the bullshit, right? I think the reason why they don't adhere to the stories that's being put in front of them, which is like the regular shit. Don't go to jail. You're gonna do this. Nah, it's the experience. They need to learn about the experience of who they gonna hurt, because you're not the only person that hurt when you go to jail. When I go to jail, the person who I was taking care of hurt. The kids that I left behind hurt. The mothers and the fathers who love their kids dearly, they be hurt. You know what I'm saying? The victims of the families be hurt. Of course, you know what I'm saying? You can't forget about them. And it's a lot of time and money wasted. You know what I'm saying? Just like you don't weigh the weight. If you weigh the pros and cons of being in the streets, the cons gonna always outweigh the pros. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody think to put up lawyer money. Nobody think to put up bail money. Nobody, they think they homies and they families the one that gonna have to put up the crib and come out the pocket, but nobody don't really speak about that. And I think that's one of the things that should be highlighted first, because whatever they grasping now or whatever they was grasping before is not resonating. Because you watch the kids that catch life sentences at 16, 17 for killing somebody, and I could, like me, I've been through those experiences, and I could feel, like I know he don't understand the magnitude of what's going on. Yeah. He in his moment, he ready to go knock something off, but he don't understand. Like he's a child. Like, and a lot of times, this is what I blame our the judicial system on. They don't understand. You don't get into these kids' psyche. You don't even get to understand who they is. Like when I was going to jail, I lost my mother. I went through a whole bunch of shit, but nobody thought to say, "Hey, let's get this kid some counseling." Ain't nobody, damn, what you was going through? Like nobody like sat me down and try to figure out like what the fuck going on in your psyche. It's all about the paperwork. They don't judge you by that paperwork. That's it. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about where you came from. Sometimes that get thrown out there, but it go in one ear and out the other because the judge always makes an excuse for your failures. If you ever see in the back courtroom, you understand you had a hard childhood, but you had a choice to make. That's what they're gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate, man. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Because I could see the hurt. Like the kids, I've been watching the kids sometimes, and I just saw a kid, he just caught a life sentence, and he was in the interrogation room, and he asked him, he asked him like, "Am I gonna go home?" You hear what I'm saying? Like, if I'm a judge and I see this or a jury and I see this interrogation video, I'm gonna sympathize because I would. How could you ask a question like that knowing what you just did? You get what I'm saying? That means you don't understand. So, you know, the way they evaluate certain shit, I think it don't make sense. Like, you know, like the kid commented on after he stabbed the boy. 35 years, man. For that shit would have been the other way around. We know how that would have happened. But that's neither here or there. But I'm just saying for the psyche part, you give a kid 35 years for a fight and you just stab somebody one time and ran. He didn't stand over him and knock him off. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? He hit him one time and 35 years. The shit sound crazy to me. But it's shit like that. Like they don't look into the psyche of the kids, and I think that's one of the most important things. Did I answer your question though? Oh my bad. I got carried away with that shit.
That was good, though.
Yeah.
I feel like as a whole in the black community, you know, the system ain't built for us, you feel me?
Yeah.
So how can we create our own government and own system so we can take care of each other?
I think they fucked up our psyche, man. I think I think, you know, when you look back to, you know, the slave mentality and, you know, what brought us to this point and what's going on in the world now, I feel like they fucked up our psyche. I think it's gonna be up to the culture in itself. Because if you watch different cultures, like the Mexican culture, like I'm gonna bring it back to in prison. When I went into prison, I still saw the divisiveness of our own people. Because when you go to federal prison, you go on cars. So it's Florida car, Georgia car, so on and so forth. That's when you get into the South, right?
What does that mean for people that don't know?
So when you talking about a car, they break down where geographically where you're from. Mm-hmm. So you might be from Georgia, you with the Georgia car. You from Miami, you with the Miami car. So on and so forth. When you come back south, I'm gonna show you how they break up the decisiveness because the psych, because when you go up the road, all these cars have to band together, right? Mm-hmm. The Georgia car, sometimes all the blacks gotta stand together because you're going against different races, right? But I've been to a higher facility and a lower facility. At the high facility, this is going on, but then when you go to the lower facility, nothing changes for the white dudes and the Spanish dudes, and they gonna stay the same blended. Even though they're at odds, they still blended. You know what I'm saying? But when it come to us, we so geographical. We look at we look at each other crazy because we from Port St. Lucia, he from Garyville, he from Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying?
We ain't seen this like all one Florida type shit.
Yeah, but it's not one Florida. You don't. I'm saying the nigga mentality.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm trying to set to show you like the nigga mentality. You had a nigga mentality. It brings divide, bro. And I've watched it bring divide amongst our own people. We don't stick up for our own people. You know what I'm saying? We don't protect our own people. You know what I'm saying? Just like you see how in Islam we're taught not to backbite our own people. We're taught not to talk about your own brothers to somebody else, unless I'm able to talk about him in front of him. You know what I'm saying? I got to be able to say it in front of him. But when I say to you, I got to be able to say it in front of him about him. I think the decisiveness, it has to start from our households, from how we raising our children. Because like I told you earlier, our children don't have no respect like the new age kid. That's why I'm hard and stern on my kid. Because the new age kids won't even hold a door for a granny or, help somebody with the groceries. Like, I watch this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. New age kids clutching at an old man that's black just like him, but he trying to hide it from the cracker. You get what I'm saying? He gonna clutch on another man that look like him, but he gonna hide it from the white boy or the Spanish boy, and he gonna say what's up to the Spanish boy. The nigga say what's up to him, he gonna look at him like he crazy, like what he on. That's that decisiveness. We gotta get out of that mindset.
It's almost like we are our own worst enemy.
Exactly. And I really believe that we self-destruct. You get what I'm saying? Because we get game and put it on the internet and expose it for the world. Crackers get the game, they've been holding on to that shit. And nigga won't find out about it till 20 years later. You get what I'm saying? That's why niggas still in the position we're in now. Because they've been setting plans for 600 years and we still stuck on what you wearing and, you know what I'm saying? Who the woo lady finna bring out. You know what I'm saying?
That shit cold, dog.
What B&Bs we gonna go to? This what we worried about.
We distracted. That's the biggest thing that you're saying. That like it's a big distraction. It's like once you get that distraction, you can actually focus on what you need to. But it's so much of the distraction that's here, we don't know how to get out of it.
You know, because it's a systematic thing, just like the system. Like they say, I truly believe that this systematic slavery. You know, because what they say, put it in the book. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas ain't finna go look at it. You put it in the book, and nigga ain't finna pick that shit up. Like even when you give it to them, sometimes I ran into some shit one time. It made me lose a lot of trust in friendships because one time it was illegal shit though, but I was in the street handling something, and I was watching one of my friends from afar. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, fuck, I gotta make sure he's straight too. You know what I'm saying? But unbeknownst to me, he watching me too at the end of the day. But he watching me in the I'm not gonna say a jealous, maybe like from an envious lens, because you know how they say when your handshake ain't matching your smile? Yeah. His handshake ain't match your smile, and I was feeling it. You get what I'm saying? And I pick up on shit like that quick. I'm a Leo. I pick up on shit like that quick. So it's like this nigga playing me. So when I went to him and I tried to give him something, he quit. Like I didn't even get the rest of the shit I was saying. Like I'm actually making money. You get what I'm saying? I'm actually making money, and I'm like, hey, do this. And, oh man, I done did that, man. Hey, what you done did before? Right? You act like the nigga ain't been out here. In my head, I'm blown. Like, what the fuck? That's what a nigga do to you? You get what I'm saying? That shit make you lose trust in people because I'm like, here I am trying to help you, but look how you throwing it in my face. There's no other way for me to read that other than you jealous or you something mad at me or something. But you don't even know how to communicate with each other and say, You know what I'm saying? Damn, nigga. Yeah, nigga, you got you a pair of them shoes. Why you didn't get me some? Nigga, make me feel, you know what I'm saying? That security and that vulnerability in the man, too. And some women are like that, too, because you see women like that with their children towards the father. You get what I'm saying? That that pride fuck us a lot. Fuck a lot of us up, bro. That pride fuck us up, bro.
Pride.
It's a lot of niggas, it's a lot of kids with no fathers because of pride, bro. And it's bad. It's bad because of pride, because the accountability, you know what I'm saying, even as men. It's a lot of niggas that's dead behind a friend because of accountability, because he didn't know how to hold himself accountable. Because he didn't know how to communicate with his brother and say, damn, bro, I felt some type of way. You get what I'm saying? Or he didn't know how to be loyal to his brother and not fuck with his bitch or his baby mama. Like, that wouldn't even cross my mind. Like, bitch, if you throw some pussy at me and I know you, my dog, baby mama, I'm gonna look at your pussy like you got AIDS in it. Right. I'm looking at you like you a disease. Right. I would never touch you. Okay. But niggas think it's a thing now to backdoor your homie or feel like your homie charged you, so I'm gonna go fuck this bitch. That's some sucker shit. I don't know how a nigga could feel gangster or real. I would never, if I did that, I would say I'm not real. If I did it. You get what I'm saying? I'll be like, man, I ain't never did. That ain't no real shit. I did some fuck nigga shit. I fuck my homie bitch. I'm never gonna gloat and be prideful or some shit like that. And that's niggas today. You get what I'm saying? And niggas keep doing it to each other. It's a fucked up outlook, bro.
I want to go back to the book. When I was reading the book, I seen you was talking with this lady from prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
You feel like during your bid, like she was someone you could really talk to, or you just felt like she was just lost and she was just trying to figure everybody out, not understanding where you came from?
I love you asking that.
Where everybody else came from, you feel me?
Yeah.
How you feel about that?
No, I think the reason why I structured that part of the book, and I think the part of the book you talking about is how he went into intake. When he went into intake, and she ended up saying something, and she was reading it. I think he had a bunch of tattoos, and she kept asking him like if he was in a gang or something like that, right? And she was interested in who he was as a person. And the reason why how I came up with that concept is because when I went through that experience in jail, I started noticing like female guards, they're vulnerable. They're human beings just like, just like you. All of them are human. You know what I'm saying? And you have some female guards that are literally kick the bobo. You know what I'm saying? Like sit there and talk to you and, and vibe and not think nothing of it. But as an inmate, you gotta know the boundaries too. So niggas is always scheming with them broads. So if a broad come talk to them sometime, the first objective, like, oh, I got her. But sometimes they just want to have conversations. Sometimes they just want to kick it. They want to hear about your lifestyle, and they already live in a certain type of lifestyle. Sometimes you get those bonds, and I got a lot of that throughout my sentence, like speaking to guards or female guards, and I've seen a vulnerability where you could tell a female guard a story. They gonna sit there and listen to it. Like one crazy thing was one of the canteen ladies was leaving home one day, and I was with a group of my friends, and one of my friends, she said something, and one of my friends said something slick to her, and he was talking crazy to her, so she came back and she was like, who the fuck you talking to? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She was nice too, so everybody, their intentions to stop her was just to look, just to watch her though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just to get her to talk and watch her, just to look, cause she thick, nice, you know what I'm saying? And I'm in the cut, me and my dog, me and my other partner, we was already talking, so I'm sly looking, but I'm still kicking it. I'm still talking. Mm-hmm. She done got into the whole conversation. Mm-hmm. And that's how I kind of delve into that story right there. That's how I came up with that storyline where they would actually sit there and listen. They would. I'm not female guards that needed help with their college homework, and I didn't help them with their college homework. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Y'all need to tap in, go on Amazon, go check out
Yeah,
Street
man.
Analyst, bro. Cause when I was reading it, I felt like I was right there. Like I was the boy sitting in intake, you feel me? He put me right there, you feel me? So Champ a real good storyteller. So man, and it's real life. This real life, you feel
The
me?
Street Analyst by
real
GP.
life. Tap in. We gonna have the links in the comment below. But
Yeah.
for sure, man. Tap in, man. Stop playing.
Hell yeah.
Stop playing, man. Who in your hood made a book, fam?
Who
in your hood made a book?
I don't know. It's a couple of them, but I gotta get some names, man. We yeah.
No.
That wrote a book?
Yeah.
It's a couple of them. It's probably like two niggas out my hood that made a book.
That's real. Like coming from where you coming from and done did what you done did.
Nah, not really. Yeah. Matter of fact, yeah, it is two. Yeah. I get the names. I put them in the. We put them in the description. And
so salute to them.
Yeah.
But still, as a black man in America, ain't too many writing books about their life who done been through what bro been through. You feel me? But I wanted to ask you. Dang, I almost forgot what I wanted to ask you. Slipped out my head. Oh, all right. One of the OGs. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So during your bid, what's the best advice an OG gave you?
Yeah, that's a good ass. That's definitely a good ass question. I think one of the best advice an OG gave me one time was I had just got off the phone. And, you know, when you're in prison, sometimes it's a lot of narratives that get ran in the street, and you know, a lot of people they don't look out for you the way they supposed to look out for you, and you know, different things like that. And I got mad at one of my friends. He didn't come through.